Here's a quick guide to installing DreamTextures version 0.07, and I'll be starting from the very beginning. So in order to use this plugin, you need Blender. You need 3.1 or up. So we're just going to get the latest LTS and download that. While Blender is downloading, we're going to go ahead and grab DreamTextures from GitHub. I've gone ahead and included the link to the latest version. So that's version 0.07. And we're going to go ahead and scroll down to the bottom here. And depending on if you have a Mac or a PC, you're going to download one of these two packages. We're working with a PC today, so we're going to grab DreamTextures Windows 32 CUDA and download that. Blender is downloaded and now we need to install it. So you're just going to go here. I always like to install it from the folder. So just double click to run that, hit next, and go through the agreements. It's pretty straightforward. Make sure you say yes. Blender is officially installed. We can go ahead and launch it. I recommend launching it as admin for this installation process. So you can just search for Blender in your search bar and click Run as Administrator. Go ahead and hit yes. And the latest version of Blender will open. From here, we're going to install a plugin, but to do that, we need to go back to the DreamTextures download that we have and prep it. So let's minimize Blender and come back to our DreamTextures. So Blender accepts zip files as add-ons, not 7Z files. So what we need to do is we need to extract it. A lot of us won't have a way of extracting a 7Z file. If you don't see this menu, you can head over to 7zip.org/download and download the 64-bit Windows version of this. Go ahead and run that installation, and then you'll be able to extract this 7Z file. So we're going to come in here and extract the DreamTextures 7Z file. Just extract the actual folder inside it somewhere else. So I'm going to extract the files, and I don't really need a subfolder, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this in another location. So let's just put this on my documents here. I'll create a new folder. It's just so that I have kind of the source add-ons somewhere. So we're going to go ahead and add it there and hit OK. So now we've extracted the file and we can find that here in Documents, Blender Add-ons, and this is the zip file we want to work with. Let's expand Blender, go to Edit, Preferences, and then in here you want to go to Add-ons. In the Add-ons menu, go to the Install section, find your Blender add-ons and grab this DreamTextures zip file. Go ahead and install the add-on. All right, so just like that, I've finished installing. Now Blender for me automatically put in DreamTextures in my search, so I can see it right here. If you don't see that and you see this menu, just search for DreamTextures and it will pop up. We just installed a very heavy package, and with this version of DreamTextures, if you try to turn on the plugin right now with Blender, it likely will not work. So if you go and you click this checkbox and you see an error, the error would be trace back to the most recent call. Basically, it can't find a certain operation. If you see an error like this pop up when you try to click this button, close Blender and reopen it, and then everything will load in fine. All right, so now we are ready to go through the rest of the installation steps for DreamTextures. To do that, you want to stay in this menu, click the little arrow here to the left, and this is going to expand an entire install field for you. The dependencies are going to be located kind of with the model release. So you used to have to click a button here to like download and bring down all of the dependencies you needed. That's no longer the case in this menu set. But as we start to use DreamTextures, you'll notice that there are some dependencies that do get installed when we run certain operations, and we'll go through each of those. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get the weights file for Stable Diffusion. So we're going to go ahead and go to Hugging Face. Now Hugging Face is kind of the source of all of Stable Diffusion, so this is where you want to go to get kind of the real public release. When you click this button, you're going to be asked to sign in. If you do not have an account, you can create an account with Hugging Face. So to do that, you just hit cancel, come back here and click sign up. In the future, when the next checkpoint file comes in, you'll be able to get it without having to do this step again because you already have an account. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my credentials. All right, so the model is in our downloads folder. So what I'm going to do is click this button to import the model weights. So it will take us to our documents folder. We want to go ahead and just grab that here from our downloads and hit import model weights. This will take a second, and you can see that it has set up the add-on. So now we can access DreamTextures. And the way we do that is we're going to close out of our settings here, go here and go to the image editor workspace, also Shift F10. Once you are in this workspace, you need to open up the toolbar on the right. Now you can click on this arrow, or you can also use the hotkey N as in new to open that up as well. Once you're there, you'll see that there should be a tab called Dream. Everything looks like it's working. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this to concept art and maybe type in pretty lady featured on ArtStation. And let's go ahead and hit generate. Now this is going to take a while because it has to install some models. And you can see here that's exactly what it's doing. So it's downloading a few things. You only have to go through this process once, and it will start to render here, and you'll see this noise pattern pop up. And as it continues to refine, it'll get better and better and better. So we've created our first image. Yay! Here she is. Then we can come to the AI Upscaling section. Now this is an area where you're going to need to download some weights. So you're going to click this button, and this is going to take you to the Real ESR GAN GitHub page. Now what you need to install here is this version. So this would be version 2.5 Releaser General X4 V3 PTH. So we're going to go ahead and download that. And then we are going to load that model in. So here it says import model weights, and we're going to go find it on our downloads. So here it is. We're going to import that model, and it's going to load that model in pretty quickly, and now we can test the feature out. So go ahead, switch to 2x or 4x and upscale. That's pretty much all you need to do to get started. In the next videos, I'll show how you can use all the different features, including the super cool render feature for cycles and DreamTextures. So stick around.